Hello, everybody. This is Brenda Miller from Stampin' with Brenda, and I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties here. My computer is slow. I'm trying to show you just me, but you're seeing my. There we go. A little delay there. Anyway, welcome to my Wednesday quick class live, and today I'm very excited to share with you one of the new Sale-a-Bration DSP sets and a card with a fun technique that we're going to make using it. So without further ado, well, actually, one thing I just want to mention that everything goes live tomorrow. So that is January 5th tomorrow, which is a Thursday here in the US. And we're very excited to launch the new 2023 January through April mini catalog. And also the Sale-a-Bration, which goes only in January and February this year. There will not be a second one. So just to make sure that you're aware of that, all of that starts tomorrow. So the first thing I want to do is share with you this beautiful DSP. And I'm going to hold up the different sheets so that you can see them. This is called Dainty Flowers. I just wanted to make sure I got it right, but check this paper out. Can you see how beautiful that is? So that's one. Oops, of the sheets. Computer's doing some funky things today. Here's a sheet that is designed to be a card front. This one 12 by 12 sheet can be made into 6 card fronts, which is always so fun because it's quick and easy to do. And I'm only showing you the fronts, but here's another. So you can see all the beautiful flowers that are being shared. Here's another one. You can see, whoops, I went having a little difficulty today. I don't know why. But anyway, that's another sheet. And you'll note that I did not cut down the paper this time because I'm hoarding it because I don't want to get rid of it, right? That's how I am. Can't help it. And here is the one that I really want to show you, which are some frames, and you can cut these out. Okay, so you get 6 ovals plus these very fun sprays that they have. And I'll quickly show you the other side. I may be missing a design here because the whole reason that we're doing this today is because I have class coming up, and I've been getting ready for class by prepping all the papers that are needed for the cards that we're going to make. And I've been using a lot of these. So here we go. So you can see there are some very pretty designs. Whoops, looks like we saw something like that before. But anyway, that is the Dainty Flowers DSP, and I'm using it today to show you how to do a fun technique to a couple of things that we're going to do. So let's switch over and let me show you the card that I'm going to make for you. Let's see if it will go. See, I clicked it. Here it is. I don't know why it's taking a while today, but so here is the card. If the camera catches up, there it is. Come on. I keep moving it down. All right, so you can see I used one of those frames, and I'm going to show you how I did that. And also, there is what is called the twisted ribbon technique. And that's the fun thing that I'm going to share with you today. Because as I was prepping for these cards, I had all these scraps of paper. And I love this paper so much, I did not want to waste a single piece of it. So what I did is I took the DSP and I cut them into a bunch of strips that are 1/2 inch wide. Okay, so you can see that these are the strips, and there's a whole bunch of them. I really needed only about 6, but I had a lot on my desk, so I went ahead and cut what I had. And I'm going to use a silicone mat right here. And I'm going to pull this down because the camera, again, is doing funny things. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the more subtle, with the less busy of the DSP. And all we're going to be doing is laying them down diagonally. Now you could, if you're that kind of person, nothing wrong with it, but you could go and mark tick marks at every ½ inch, so in order to give you the guideline, but I just eyeball everything, okay? That's just what I'm about. So I'm just going to cover this corner and go on an angle. And here's the angle I'm choosing. And that angle is going to be the same angle I used for the entire card. So I'm going to do all the fresh freesia polka dots first. And you'll see I'm just putting adhesive on the back side of each of the ½ inch strips. And I'm laying them down with about the ½ inch in between them. Okay, so there's 2. Okay, and I'm going to do all 6 of them. I'm putting them, this basic white piece is 2 inches by 5.5. And again, like, you know, if you're very concerned about precision, you'll want to mark it out because it's kind of easy to get off if you know, are worried about that. But, and to make sure that the spaces in between each are equal, but it's very forgiving, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so here we go. So I'm taking these, this is 5 strips. I might have been able to use an extra or 2. So what I'm going to do, only to cover the ends, so I'm going to cheat and I'm going to cut off. See, what we're going to do later is cut these all off, but I'm going to cheat and cut 2 of them right now so that I can use them for the edges. And you'll see that just by putting it all on the same angle, we're covering the whole piece, top to bottom. There it is. Okay, so here we have just the fresh freesia. Now we're going to take the pieces that have that beautiful design, and we're going to do the same thing, just going in the opposite direction. Okay, so let me just go back to my sample so you can see here. Let's see if it catches up. There it is. You can see here that the strips are behind. Okay, so I put the adhesive on the back, and I'm going to choose my angle again, about the same, and I'm going to lay down all these pieces going the opposite way. So here we go. Now I know, oops, one of the things I like to do, I just find it better if the flowers are going up and down, or at least up and down in my mind. There is a right way and a wrong way for this paper. So you can see this is the top of the flower. I don't want it upside down. If you looked closely at my sample, you would see that many of them were upside down. Now, a lot of people do this, and I think they have them more spread out. And I saw a bunch of beautiful Christmas cards done with this design. And I just love the idea that I could use up some of these scraps. They're so pretty. This DSP is just so pretty. And it looks, I know, when I did this the first time, I said, oh boy, this looks like a big hodgepodge, doesn't it? And it was a little bit disappointing at first until I cut. Okay, so here I am putting these last pieces on. I would cheat like I did before and cut some of the edges, but I did cut a whole bunch of these, so I may as well just use them like this. So here we have it. So, and for whatever reason, they're calling this the double twisted or the twisted ribbon, even though it's not ribbon. It's kind of like a faux technique. But we're going to flip it over and we're going to take our paper snips and we're just going to cut carefully along the basic white. And I remember I had cut some of these before, so that's why I'm encountering some edges here. And again, when we flip it over, you're going to see just how pretty that design is. Here, I'll show you. So that's one edge of it. Now look how pretty that is. It's upside down too. So, but yep, I'm just going to continue cutting all the way around. If you're out there, say hello. This is kind of some boring parts to this video, watching me cut. Now I could have used my paper trimmer, and a lot of times I do, just because I just find it easier, and I make sure I get a nice straight edge, but I didn't want to pull that out. A lot of times it's just easier. Hi Rita, thank you for checking in. Nice to see you. Happy New Year. So very fun. So now we have our border. Look at that. Doesn't that look great? There we go. I don't know if the camera is is off for you too, but I show it and then I have to wait a second or two before you can see it. So hi Linda, nice to see you too. Thank you for joining. So yeah, so a lot of people will mat this on another piece of paper, but I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this to the left side of my card just to keep things simple. Plus, I've got a lot going on kind of on my card. So I'm just going to use, this is Blushing Bride, which is a coordinating color. And my dog is at my side and scratching me, so I need to attend to her for just 1 second. She doesn't like to not be acknowledged. There you go. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. All right, so she's taken care of. So there we go. So there is our border with the what's called the double twisted ribbon technique. And you can see, if you do a Google search, you can see lots of different cards done with this, all kinds of DSP, but a terrific use of scraps of paper. So Jules, you need to go. Okay. She's sorry. As soon as I get on a call or anything, she does. She knows that I'm talking to somebody else, and she does not like that. So anyway, remember before I showed you the frames, the different frames, I've gone ahead and cut out one of the frames, which are just so beautiful. And you get 2 sheets of these. So that's a total of 12 of the different of these little frames, plus the 2 sprigs that were in the middle on each sheet. And I could just see people have done such pretty things with these. Now, you don't have to fussy cut it like I'm fussy cutting it, but if I didn't fussy cut it and I just sort of went with an even border on each side, it would have covered up a lot more of my my little border that I just made. So I didn't want to keep covering it, but I do like the fact that it all goes together. It has such pretty colors in it. You know, the one trick when you're cutting paper is to turn the paper, not the scissors, and makes for smoother cuts and easier to manage. This is great to do like if you're sitting and watching TV and you want something to do with your hands, listening to a book. That's my favorite thing to do. So yeah, so here we go. We're just cutting around. And again, this DSP is part of Sale-a-Bration, which means that you can choose this as a freebie with any $50 purchase. So we have that opportunity. So I should have cut a little bit more before the class so that you didn't have to watch me. So such a boring exercise. Watching somebody else fussy cut is probably not the most exciting, but anyway, we're just about done. So here we go. We have that now cut out, and you can see I just did just around the flowers at the edges. So I like the way that it came out, and I'm just going to use very quickly some Memento ink and a stamp. Now this stamp is from the framed florets. There is a bundle that coordinates with the Dainty Flowers DSP. I just haven't had a chance to purchase it yet. Well, that's not true. I could have purchased it, but I chose other things. I can't buy everything all at once. So I'm sure eventually I will get it and use it in another video. But here we go. I'm going to use the framed florets. I love these different sayings, and also these are designed to go with ovals. Now, I just want to share with you, though, because you may be questioning it, the ovals that come with it are not big enough I'm sorry, they come with the fancy florets bundle, the fitting florets bundle, sorry. They are not large enough to encompass the ovals that we have here. You can see, okay? So just so that you know that, because I know that will be a question. That was a question I had when I first opened it. So unfortunately it doesn't, but it's okay. We can go with it. So I just chose for a special person on a special day. I'm going to ink that up, put it right in the center. And here we go. Just going to add some dimensionals. I just use top and bottom. For those of you on my call last week, you know that I'm running low. Well, I thought I had run out. I found a few. Still waiting for another order. Actually, I'm waiting for tomorrow to order more because I have a big order that I have going in. So there we go. And then what I did is I took our pastel pearls. These are in the main catalog, and I love these because there's so many of them in so many different shades, and they just so happen to have some that are nice and pink. So this the Blushing Bride ones. I'm just going to put 3 of these on here, and I will finish the card. So there we go. Okay, whoops. All right. Anyway, always like to use 3 just for an odd number. So that's the pretty card with the fun new technique that I'm sharing. And the other thing is the reason that I had so many scraps I mentioned before I was prepping for classes. At the end of the month, I do a Zoom class. And one of the cards that we'll be doing on the Zoom class is this one here. And it uses all the same DSP and the pastel pearls. And when you sign up for the Zoom class, you get 2 each of 3 different cards supplies, and we make the cards together on Zoom. And all the pieces are pre-cut and prepped for you. And again, this is one of the cards. And I'll be sharing all the cards at various lives that I do so that you can see them and hopefully order them. They're $15 plus $3 shipping if it needs to be shipped to get the set of 6 cards and supplies, or they're free with an order of $30 or more. So something to think about if you're interested in taking the class. You can just go to my website, Brenda Miller SU, and check that out, and let me know and email me if you'd like to RSVP. So that is the class for today. I hope that we shared some fun things that you perhaps hadn't seen before, and I'll show the cards one more time in a different light. So there you go. Anyway, but thank you for joining me, and I'll be back next week for another live. And remember, catalogs go live tomorrow. Woohoo! Just so exciting. So thank you so much for joining me. And if you're on replay, thank you for finding me. Have a great day. Bye-bye.